Good morning, goeiemorgen, kia ora, to my South African friends. Good evening, and to our New Zealand friends, good morning. Guys and girls, if you look outside the window, lovely morning down here in the Bay of Plenty. I'm down in Welcome Bay in Tauranga. I hope my pronunciation is 100% this morning, so I've been practicing that for the whole week because I had some people hitting me over the knuckles saying you're pronouncing the place wrong. So, all right, we're down here in Tauranga and it's 5 degrees outside. Inside, it's a lovely 24 because I've got the heat pump, or South Africans, I've got the aircon running. This morning, guys and girls, you see I'm a bit more casually dressed. I'm going to tell you all about preparing your bag for a tsunami or an earthquake, what you need to do before the time. And you South Africans can also take this to heart. I've had this bag with me in South Africa. I actually used it more in South Africa than anything else. Just the reason why some things are more primitive in South Africa than in first world countries. So I'll show that differences out to you to what I had different in South Africa than I had around here. So let's start off with the bag. It's probably the most important thing, but yeah, before you get ready for a situation, you've got to ask yourself, what are you going to do in the situation? So we are looking at situations like the earthquake. We are looking at the situation like the tsunami. In South Africa, I would have looked at probably a situation like rioting, wide-scale looting, but let's not go into that portion now. To the guys that's on my personal feed, if you have questions there, guys, I can't see your questions back on the feed we're using for our live, so I won't be able to see the feed for the guys who are on my personal page. We're currently on streaming on 5 different pages this morning, so and all the other pages for one other reason I can see your questions, but on my own personal page I can't see that. So, all right, just down there in the bottom, what do I do in Welcome Bay? I'm a financial advisor. I help you with our financial immigration. I help you with life covers. I help you with moving money between South Africa and the rest of the world. Any insurance you need, call me. I will help you. So that's the ad break. That's what pays my salary. So, okay. So if you are getting ready to survive an earthquake or a tsunami, it's probably always important to get the right stuff on your side. I mean, you can't go out there and not be prepared. You've got to be at least looking the part. I mean, I thought this morning looking the part would be a good thing for me. I haven't done this in a while. This camera's weird. So if you are going to look the part, you should probably have some camouflage that people can see you've been in a dangerous situation. I'll put the nose there. There you can't see my nose. So most of you, I think you guys must think I've disappeared now, so but I'm still here. This is the face part. I think from time to time as I move my lips, you will see my mouth only, as my camouflage is very good. And then actually for your head, you've got to have one of these things. Hey, that's good, eh? Ain't that better? So that's me in full camouflage, ready for to show you how to pack your bag in a survival mode. Point 1, the bag. All right, I've got a lot of these. My wife will tell you I buy this. These are bags. This is one of my bags. It's got a nice large capacity. Got sturdy straps that you can put over your shoulders, something to keep around your waist. This can actually take a lot. So let's put that one down there. This is more my normal go-to bag. I don't know why it went so slow there. Let's see if we can get this back into focus now. There we're focusing. This is my normal go-to bag. It's a little bag, not a lot of space in it. This is when I go down in the cave or something like that. I'll just take this with a few torches and batteries and stuff like that in there. So that's the other one. This is an interesting bag. This I use on I've got an electric bicycle. Yep, because I'm too lazy to cycle. So I've got an electric bicycle. Let me put this thing down a bit. That's probably see better. So I got the salsak. I don't know what the salsak is in English. A saddle bag. It goes over the back of the bike like this, and it's got 2 nice pockets. Big pockets. It's actually got another big pocket that can go up over the top, which I haven't added there. And then it's got a high vis thing for If you really need to be visible and not have your camouflage on, then you can have that. In the back here, there's a lot of stuff. There's a raincoat in here. There's just normal stuff. There's some of our heart medicine in here. So I'll explain this to you a little bit later. There's some. I didn't know about this. This is droevos. I'll put this there. That's for later. Let's see what else is in the bag. I can't remember. Oh yeah, and then water. But we'll cross the water bridges now as well. Because this is if you want to flee with your bike, you can use something like this. This is cheap. I think it costs $100 or so. So that's that. This is the one I normally use in South Africa. A bit more sturdy. It's about a 30-liter bag. It's got 1, 2 smaller pockets, a big pocket in front. I'll just get the focus back again. I don't know why this camera loses focus so quickly. Cannot focus. And I got a bigger bag or bigger pack at the back. This we got the what we call the bladder of the blast. You can chuck in water here for to carry with you, and this goes easily into this. It's got a pocket at the back for the water there. That you just chuck this in there, and then you got this little pipe coming around. There's the pipe. This will come out and lie on top of the front of your bag, because you will carry the bag like this. So this pipe will be there, and you can just chuck it in your mouth and get some water out. So, quite an interesting thing with the bladder. If you leave water in this for a long period of time, it actually tastes a bit like plastic. So, in my bag, also got some another camo. I know you can't see this, but this is camo pants I've got here, and then a set of dry shirt. Because when you carry these bags, you normally sweat like crazy. Just remember something when you're getting your bag, whatever you put in your back, you have to carry. It's as easy as that. I've got this stuff. Sorry, let me close the label there. This is sunscreen. This is absolutely needed in New Zealand. Absolutely. I actually got 2 of these in there. There's another sunscreen. You get something like this for bugs and stuff as well. So keep that in mind. If you can get something for bugs, we've got this little thing, looks like a tick, not really a tick, that keeps on biting your ankle. So that sometimes makes you miserable. It itches terribly, so you can just spray your ankles. Then I got a beanie in here. And I think it's self-explanatory. So the red beanie on my camouflage face will probably not do the best for my complexion. So, and then normally I have a few plastic bags if you need something to carry along the side or along the road that you pick up or so. Once again, there's some snack bars, and then I've got I don't know where this comes from. I've got a selfie stick in here. This is probably while you're surviving that you can take nice pictures of yourself. So at least you got something to tell people. So that's in my bag. I've emptied a lot of the other stuff out there. Oh, much blood. Emptied a lot of the stuff out in my box, and I'm going to show you now what this is all about. So I didn't know we had drill balls, man. Come on, jeez, I wonder who put it in there. Can't be me. I won't forget something like that. So guys, it's winter. I have something warm. But this is just a cheap Kmart tracksuit top. It's hot. It has a hoodie. It will work 100% to keep you warm for a few hours. The whole thing about this bag is not a survival guide. It's not you're going to go overland with this bag. You're not going to go and stay for days in the bushes, because then this is insufficient. To be quite frank, this is insufficient. This is when you have an earthquake warning and you need to get away if you're on foot. I know all the regulations say walk out to where you are going. If a tsunami is coming, I'm not walking anywhere. I'm grabbing my car and driving as far and as high as possible, to be quite frank. I mean, sorry, I know that this is against all national regulations and stuff like that, but I'm walking nowhere, really. In my car is always about 12 bottles of water, and it's just the thing that it's cheaper to have your own. We just buy this big crates of water at Pack and Save, chuck it in the back of the car. If it's empty, next time I stop at Pack and Save, well, it's nearly empty, I just fill it up again. So that is always in the back of my car. In the back of my car, there's a lot of snack bars because we often stop next to the road and go walking somewhere. Just grab a snack bar. Another wife says that the ones I have is horrible, but so let me see if there's any questions yet. No questions. Um, then in the back of my car is also a compressor. That is just if my tire goes and I've got a flat tire and somewhere along the line, I can easily help myself. That is just the normal stuff that's back in my car. I was actually looking through my garage this morning as I grabbed this box because I thought I'll bring a box on. Let me show you guys. I really have a box there. There's a full box with a lot of stuff in there. And most of this stuff can go in one of my bags. So I actually saw this. The good old Burns Go cheap life jacket. And I actually thought, geez, I could use this if I need to cross a river. Let's say something where an earthquake has dammed up a river and that is starting to overflow and you need to go somewhere. This could actually help you. Even if you are a good swimmer, if a stream catches you, this will keep you afloat for a period of time until you can reach out and help somebody. Even if you start getting cold, and you can keep this thing on for more heat. So this is just something I added this morning. I don't normally carry a life jacket in my bag, but I actually, when I go boating, I have a very small life jacket, and that could actually help a lot. Then you need some rope. You need real sturdy rope. This is now if you need to tie something. I mean, if your wife goes with you, she starts nagging. You can actually, this could really help. This could save a life. This could save your wife's life. So it's important that you have stuff like this with you when you go out there. So the other thing this morning I remembered was your wallet. If you need to go anywhere, grab your wallet, guys. This is important. You've got a lot of stuff in there. You've got your, I've got my bank cards in there. If the ATMs is still working, you need money, you can get money by there. You've got your driver's license in there, stuff like that. So that's important that you take your wallet with you. In my bag, always a torch. You can't go without the torch. I'm actually addicted to torches. I just bought myself the other day when I was in the cave there. My headlamp decided not to go to walk further with me, and I bought myself one of these little nasty surprises. Gives a heck of a lot of light in a dark area, so like a cave or so. So I like going into holes. So one of fetish of mine. So this is one of those little things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lights that can come on to show you. It's always got batteries in, so it can charge easily. So that's the other torch I would carry with me. I'll always carry about 2 torches if something goes wrong. And I've showed the other day, we were down in the Piri Piri caves in Waitomo, and my headlamp just decided it had enough of holes and enough of me. At least I could go back onto the old torch. I don't use this very much while but it's got a lot of, to prove to you, it does work. Once again, another beanie. I have these type of, what do you call it? Tuka. It's very absorbent. It can absorb a heck of a lot of fluid. You can use it for a heck of a lot of stuff. So you can use that. You can even dry up your own blood. Then have a hat to put on against the sun while you put on your sunscreen. This could I thought it was money. This could actually just help you while you are out there. I picked up this wrongly. My family still makes jokes about this. So I actually tried to be a cheap ass, and I bought myself a snow goggles from the internet, I think from Wish or AliExpress, and I ended up coming back as just a screen. But the screen can work. Makes me look like a fruit fly. So that could be camouflaging yourself as a fruit fly, or it could help if you are stuck in snow. It does snow here, so this is not the most stupid thing I ever bought, but this was stupid at the time that I bought it. Back again on the water. As I said, I carry heaps of these in my car, and that just saves a lot of money whenever I'm thirsty. Then This is a handheld radio. I use this on the boat. This is got the Coast Guard on there. If you got one, grab one. If you don't have one, don't go and buy one. If you're not ever using this, it'd be stupid to buy one. But having one of these in your normal day where I use it like on my little rubber duck, I use this. I would grab this in case I need to leave somewhere, so they can just at least hear what's going on. They've got all these different type of things that they warn people about while you are on the sea, like what the tides are going to be, blah blah blah. And if you can get this, it'll at least give you an idea of what's going on around you. Even if you need that for to tell them where you are, this could be a nice help. I've added some gloves. This is what they call tactical gloves. It's got all these nice things that can help you grip. It's sometimes just better to wear gloves when you're tying ropes or tying your wife, so that you can stop all the nagging while you are out there reaching a higher area. So then the gloves will really help for that. So then, if you are like me, you need to wear glasses from time to time. I have got this old pair of glasses. There, you've seen that now. I just tuck them in my bag. I don't have a problem looking as far as possible, and I don't have a problem with night vision, but I have a problem when I start reading, and well, that's probably where the glasses could come in. So, back again to the nut bars. This is the one the wife prefers. The ones in my car, not I bought them. My wife doesn't prefer them, so that's the wife's nut bars. But I'm not advertising that specific brand, but I'm just telling you what the wife does. Now to the South Africans. I used to use this in South Africa a lot. A hard drive. What I did with a hard drive is I backed up all my photos, I backed up all my important documents on a hard drive. And it's easy. There's your hard drive. That's that small, it's like a packet of cigarettes. You can use this anywhere, you can take this anywhere. And I used to back this up weekly, religiously. This thing was there, ready to go. Behind the flags here, I've got about 3 or 4 different hard drives. These days I just use them for movies because I still back up. I back up daily, I back up onto Dropbox. So all my photos and stuff is taken off, and that is somewhere in internet or in cyberspace, whatever you smart guys that's on the IT space, what I call that. But that is important. I use this in South Africa because the internet speeds were so slow you could not really use Dropbox as effectively as I can use it here. I've got a 1 gig line running into my house, so I've got no problem with uploading anything to the internet. But this is those important photos that you can't take with you when anything else happens. You have on a hard drive and you can take that with you. Normal stuff for any bag. Have a knife if you need to cut rope, if you need to cut your way out of something. You can have big knives, small knives, whatever. This is actually just a kitchen knife that I grabbed out of the kitchen. I have a nice little fillet knife that I normally carry with me. That's to help fillet fish, because that's normally my fish box. But I see my son took my knife, and he was still sleeping this morning, so I'll deal with him later. I'll actually just go like this, and he'll understand that I will deal with him later. So let's put the knife there. And I've got this, good old vaarlookers, verkyker, or binoculars as you would call them. This is nice. If you are out there and you need to walk away and you need to go through an area, you can probably just have a look and see how far there your road is closed, if you can go up. I see somebody making a comment that I look like Rambo. That's not what I'm trying to achieve this morning. I don't want to have him out of a job. So I bought this thing. Actually, somebody gave me this thing. Quite a nifty little thing. It can go into your wallet. It's the same size of my wallet. I normally carry it, or I have carried it in my wallet in the past, but wherever I go, it goes beep, 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 beep if it goes to those machines. So this is a little thing that's got a bottle opener at the side. There's a bottle opener. There's another type of bottle opener. It's got a flat screw there. You can do different sizes of, let me turn it around. You can do different sizes of screws to tighten them. There's the bottle opener, as I said. There's also a type of a bottle opener. There's this little ruler on there. If you want to see how far you've traveled, you can actually use this to see how far you've traveled so far. So keep that in mind. Uh, then pliers. Pliers can help for a lot of stuff. If you have the thorns, you need to get through a wire, you can cut the wire. This is actually quite a weird pair of pliers. I don't know what you would use this for. Probably if you want to cut the wire around the corner. So, all right, this is there. Ah, yeah. The power bank. The power bank. Because some stuff is no good if you don't have a power bank. This is quite a big power bank that I bought. I think we went to Israel before the time, and I bought this one because I thought Israel was this bad country coming from South Africa. I thought Israel was a bad country. So, yep. This I use. I can charge my headlamp with that. I can charge my radio with that. I can charge my telephone with that. I'm going to come to the telephone now. Then I've got a bottle opener. It's got a corkscrew in there. And I've got a little knife this side. The reason why I brought this is quite an important reason, because my wife said no survival or getting out of anywhere is worth it if you don't have one of these with you. And I'm a guy who trusts his wife. So this is what the wife says. If you go anywhere, you need to have this. So some guys would say rather do a bottle of brandy, a case of beers. That'll be heavy. A case of beers, and you've got to walk 3 kilometers, would be heavy. So keep that in mind. Listen to your wife. Is there anything else? Okay. The box is empty. So the box is empty. That is just a few stuff. You can always put in more stuff. Always keep in mind with preparing your bag when you're ready to leave. Always keep in mind that whatever is in there, you will need to carry. That is quite important. I know once you start building a bag like this, you always think that you need more stuff. You always think that you need stuff that you will never again use. I could have chucked in here the fishing rods. I've got tons of fishing rods, tons of fishing equipment, but this is not a survival bag. This is a bag to get you from out of your house into somewhere else where they can come and rescue you. Because if something bad like an earthquake happens, the problem with the earthquake is you will not have the time to really pack a bag. It's going to happen like this. You will only be aware that the earthquake is there once it has happened. That is, there's no pre-warning system on earthquakes. There's no how can I say, early warning systems on earthquakes. The only thing that there is a bit of an early warning system is after an earthquake, they sometimes can, or they pinpoint where the earthquake has come from, and they can probably then predict either a tsunami or something like that. And they said if an earthquake is long and strong and you're near the coast, you probably should pack your bag and head up the hill. Because within about an hour's time, a tsunami can follow. So just keep that in mind. That is the nitty gritty of when to leave. In South Africans, you know when you need to leave. Stuff really becomes bad. You actually need to leave. So I had my bag much more packed in South Africa than down in New Zealand. So yeah, still can't believe you got droewors left over. This is weird. I mean, you can always go steal wors and make droewors, but yeah, the droewors probably won't survive today. So let's keep that in mind. But once you pack your bag, just make it easy, quick. For me, my most important stuff was the photos that I had at home. I wanted to take that, and then in South Africa, I had some stuff for self-defense, but here you don't need anything like that. So you just need stuff to get out and to get yourself away from where you are. So that's why I say, if anything happens, I'll take my car. This is the cell phone. Don't forget your cell phone at home, because your cell phone, even if you do not have any cell phone coverage, you still have satellites up there that you can guide. It can guide you to where you want to go. So what I do, and this I do even before I travel to a new country, I'm doing this on a constant basis for wherever I go, even in New Zealand. I download those maps where I'm traveling. I download those maps onto my phone, because that means with no internet reception, I can still have a fairly good idea, and I'm talking about fairly accurate, about 1 meter accuracy of where I am going. So just keep that in mind. Let's see if there's any other comments. see somebody added something about land invasions. Guys, I'm going to remove this. This is not the platform for land invasions and stuff like that. Sorry about that. Somebody had the thing about passport. If your passport is near, we have a way that we secure our passports. It's down there somewhere at the back of the wife's cupboard. So if you can get to that, grab it. If it's an earthquake and you have to move out of your house within seconds, I doubt you'll have your passport with you. You could probably leave your passport in your bag if you know exactly. If you can remember all of that stuff. I just give my passport to my wife, so if I forget that, then she can always I can blame her. So she lost the passport. No, we haven't ever lost a passport, so good on the wife there. What else was there that I needed to tell you this morning about packing your bag? Keep your bag where you know where it is. I mean, it's quite important. Doesn't know you wake up in the middle of the night, and because this is when earthquakes do happen, in the middle of the night, you feel this whole shaking, and you realize I've got to go, and you don't know where you put your bag. So keep your bag somewhere where you see it every day. Have it lie there. Mine lies if I go into my wardrobe. I've got one of those walk-in wardrobes, so that's quite a sturdy construction there. I think probably would be the best place to be in there. There's an earthquake, and the bag is lying there on the ground, and I can just grab it and go. So these days, I don't use the hard disk anymore. As I said, I back up back to Dropbox. So if you've got Dropbox, you can at least save you about 300 grams. I used to carry about, I think, 4 or 5 of them with me with all my photos on, because you can only put so much photos on a hard drive. These days, I use them for movies. All right, guys and girls. Anything else? I don't hope that I made you all anxious about New Zealand. New Zealand we aren't that earthquake prone. The other day there was quite a hefty earthquake that we were in, and we did not feel it because we were in our car. So yeah, I haven't felt an earthquake for the nearly 3 years that I am in New Zealand. So yeah, one day I'll also feel an earthquake. But that's me. Thanks for being with me, and thanks for kept on watching while I have made myself dirty. Now this morning, the big thing will be to get this all clean before I go and see my first client. All right, guys and girls, thank you very much. Everybody else, if there is any other questions or anything else, you can send me direct inboxes. I do get a heck of a lot of inboxes these days from people looking for jobs. And I got to say thank you to everybody who has posted jobs on our Facebook pages. Guys, if you have a job at your work and you think it can suit another South African, or you think it can help somebody in need, please post it on our Facebook pages. We really need jobs out there. So this is quite important. There's a lot of South Africans stuck down here that hasn't got jobs. A lot of South Africans that have lost their jobs, and some South Africans down here that came in on work visas that were supposed to get a job, and then they have lost that job as well. So they're stuck down here on a work visa, which is actually 10 times worse than being stuck here and not having a job while on the work visa. So sorry, I don't want to go into the politics of immigration, but all these people need jobs. So if you are out there, if you have a job and you do not have the guts to, you are afraid to post it on the Facebook page, send it to me directly. I'll post it for you. Or you can either go on our South Africans Moving to and Living in New Zealand official page. We've got a notification there saying lost your job in NZ, or are you in NZ without a job? What is your visa status? And just below that, there's another post that we made with people that have lost their jobs, where they have added their positions and what they are needing. And we have had 175 comments on there. 175 people who either know about somebody who's lost their job or who have lost their job. And this is only in what is today's date? 11. This is about in 14 days. Only 14 days. And we only are touching a small part of the New Zealand population. It's not as if every South African is on this page. We've only got about 8,000 people on this one page. So if you're in any position to offer anything to anybody, guys, or if you really know about anybody that is somewhere out there that's really struggling, tell them to pop over the site and put their stuff on there. I try my best with jobs that I see somewhere else on Facebook and so on, and I really try to help people out there. If you are in a position to help, please do. Really, please do. Okay, this is me. You've listened enough to me. So in New Zealanders, you've got to go and work, and South Africans, you're probably going to stand in the queue to Liquor City. I heard Liquor City is It's currently the biggest city in South Africa. So that's just my 2 cents. Guys and girls, thanks for everybody to listening to me this morning. And I'm off. Lovely morning out there. If you've got a boat, go fishing. See you all. Bye-bye.